इस वक्त जी आप देखें ज़रा
मैं जी पे चिल्लावैक में अभी तक मैं आपकी पहुंची नहीं है। हाँ आगे आगे आगे
1 2 3 ये आप देख सकते हैं जी इस वक्त अस्सलाम वालेकुम सो बहुत सारे लोग
बच्चे के साथ
कहाँ पे अच्छा जी ओके वो नेटिव हैं ओके we have a family native indigenous communities family and with a kid. Can I talk to you, ma'am? Thank you. Hey, how are you, ma'am? You are great. Oh man, I want to show your smile. You're so cute. Look at it. What is his name?
His name's Raymond.
Raymond. Raymond, how are you, madam? Good. Oh man, you're lovely. Sir, um, so you're here for this candlelight vigil for those 215 kids, those remains are found. Um, what do you want to say about it? How you feel, and is it better now than 40 years what we gone through?
Well, I've never been told about much about the residential schools. I know more now than I have. Yeah. Um,
I think the last school was closed in 1978, I believe, right?
yes. Yes.
Do you have any parents or any family member, those who have gone through those school system?
Yes. I have older cousins that went.
And what's his experience? Have you asked him?
No, I haven't. I haven't heard anything about the residential school. Yeah.
And sir, what's your opinion about whatever happened and that incident and the way Canadian society is responding to this incident?
Um, I just wish it never had to happen to anyone, really. Like, it's not right, and just hopefully it doesn't have to continue on. So,
So are you satisfied the way Prime Minister gave the statement about this incident?
sorry?
The way Prime Minister of Canada, he issued a statement about this incident. So are you satisfied with that?
Um, not too sure, really. I don't know what to think.
And what do you want to say about today's time and age? Is it better relationship and better treatment with the indigenous people now than you hear the stories, or is it the same, or how you grade it?
I could just say it will affect everyone differently. It does take time to get over. Some people might have not even recovered from it yet, but um, I wouldn't know myself. Yeah.
Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for giving us the opportunity to talk to you. And Mr. Raymond, thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. ख़ुद नज़ात ये हमारे इंडिजिनस कम्युनिटी से कपल था जो देख रहे थे इस वक्त एंड यहाँ पे हमारे लिए और भी कुछ मेहमान हैं देखते हैं
Okay, so she's my co-worker,
Okay.
very good friend of mine. Like we work together in school.
Hello, ma'am. Yes.
I requested her to join us here.
Okay.
Actually, her father went to her father went to the same residential school.
Okay.
So sometimes she get emotional whenever she talk about it. I don't want her to be emotional, but now she's here, so I just thought to say hi and let's see if she want to talk about something. Couple of words.
Definitely, ma'am. I would like to hear from you because Have you talked to? Definitely, you have talked to your father and heard the stories. What do you want to say about it?
Um, I'll just ask you to step back a little. Thank you. Um, I never had the opportunity to really talk about it with my dad. His name was Hugh McNabb, and his father and mother were Cecilia and Marcus McNabb of Skeetchison Indian Band, just south of Kamloops out of Savannah. And he did go to the Kamloops Residential School. And he did survive that school. After surviving and leaving, graduating, he decided not to go back to the reserve, not to go back home. And as I understood it, as my mother told me, he did that because when he did have a family, he never wanted his children to go to that school or anything like it. So he moved down here to Chillawack and made a life for himself and met and married my mother, and Frances was his wife's name, and together they had 4 children. And the thing of it is, even though he survived that horror, he would never ever speak of it. And I'm told those who don't speak have reasons that they can't speak. And so I never heard what it was like. I never knew what it was like for him. But I can only assume that he was traumatized by the horror of it, and his only escape was to get drunk. And so when I was 6 years old, the police came to the door and told us that he'd been killed in a car accident with a drunk driver. And so I never knew my dad, and I, to this day, can't remember my dad. And he's just one of thousands of people who have been affected by the atrocities of these schools, and the healing that's what we need, time to heal. We need to be acknowledged. We need to know that people are starting to understand this did happen, and we need to heal now, all of us. Thank you.
So what you want to say to the government, the way government reacted on this incident, and are you satisfied the way Prime Minister issued a statement and the other opposition leaders issued a statement? Are you okay with that, or you want more about this?
I don't want to get into the politics of it, because anybody with any kind of empathy is sorry for what happened. And as many people like to say, it happened so long ago, why can't you just forget it? And so to say to anyone, oh, you have to apologize, it's always good to have an apology. But it's most important now that they are acknowledging it, because for years and years, no one acknowledged it. No one even said, oh yeah, that happened. I never learned this in Canadian history. I never learned it when I went to school. They never spoke of what was done at these schools.
And there's a Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Lots of people are saying that their speed or their style of the work is so lethargic, they're so slow, that if they keep working on this pace, I think we won't be able to know all this in another 60 years. So do you want to say anything about that?
The thing that I feel always is that we live in a world now where everything is so fast paced, everything is hair straight back. And so a lot of things go unnoticed and are not taken care of properly. And so to me, to slow down, look at things, really think about it. If we want to make it better, if we want to make things better in the world, if we want people to heal from this kind of thing, then we need to take our time and do it properly, or it means nothing. It'll just happen again and again.
Thank you so very much for talking with us, and I'm really touched with this your story, and I can pray to the God that it won't happen again in our life. So that is what we can hope for the future.
I think we have to hope hard because I tell you, in Trump's reign of terror, it happened again. They took the children from the people who were just looking for a better life. It still happens, and we have to take the time to stop it.
थैंक यू सो वेरी मच थैंक यू मैम ख़वातीन हज़रात आपने सुना कि जो विक्टिम्स की फैमिलीज़ हैं वो किस ट्रॉमा से गुज़र रही हैं, वो किस हालात से गुज़र रहे हैं कि वो इस चीज़ को किस तरह महसूस करते हैं। ये एक बहुत तकलीफ़ दह अमल था। लेट मी गिव हर आई डोंट नो मैंने कार्ड रखे थे। नो आई हैव थैंक यू सो मच। I want to give her my card. Oh, it's in the car. I'll bring you one card. Okay? Thank you.
If it's open, I can bring it.
Yeah, I think it's open. At the back side.
Back side?
जी. ख़वातीन हज़रात ये देखें कि अब लोग और ज़्यादा इकट्ठे हो रहे हैं, लोग ज़्यादा आ रहे हैं, फैमिलीज़ और थैंक यू सर। हाँ जी बटन प्रेस कर दो रेड वाला।
वो जो एक खड़ी है ना,
हाँ जी
वो जो एक वहाँ पे खड़ी है मोटी सी,
हाँ जी हाँ जी हाँ जी।
वाइट उसमें, शी इज़ अ सर्वाइवर, उसके ग्रैंडफादर भी सर्वाइवर थे।
अच्छा मैम, this is one of our channel.
Okay.
We have 3 channels. 2 are television channels, and this is YouTube channel. So you can watch either way.
Oh, okay.
One is Shaw Multicultural channel, and then we are on Canada One TV. There's another channel, and this is our 3rd channel. So this is more accessible for everybody.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
you can just subscribe it, and you can see yourself over there.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Yes. Yes. How are you? Come here. What's your name? Walaikum assalam.
Assalamualaikum Zayamjia.
Can you say it again, please?
Assalamualaikum Zayamjia.
Thank you so very much. What's your name?
Gia.
Gia. Gia, that's a very nice name, Gia. Thank you so very much. I think I'll tell my wife today to watch this area at least, right? So, Gia, what do you want to say about all this, and how you feel about this?
I think we as people living in Canada need to recognize our privilege on how we live in a country where we continue to let the genocide of Indigenous people to happen, while we still contribute and benefit from the oppression of Indigenous people. What happened in the residential schools was a plan on cultural genocide, and we still have to remember that it is still happening around us today. And
You can remove it if you want. The mask.
oh, okay.
No, you look better. Come on.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Sometimes.
Okay. 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 Sorry. I think we as people living in Canada need to recognize the privilege on how we live in a country where we continue to let the genocide of Indigenous people to happen, while we contribute and benefit from the oppression of Indigenous people. What happened in the residential schools was not that long ago, and it was a plan on cultural genocide, and we still have to remember that it's still happening around us today.
thank you so very much, yeah. And it was really pleasure seeing you. And keep it up. Thank you so much. Thank you. ख़ुतन हज़रात इसमें हमारे पास बहुत सारे वॉल्टियर, बहुत सारे लोगों ने आज अपने देखा। और यहाँ देखें आप, जो सबसे खूबसूरत बात है कि किस तरह से बच्चे हमारे लेके खड़े हैं। और ये सब बच्चे Hi, ma'am. Can I talk to you for a while? For a minute? Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. First of all, thank you so very much for giving us time. What you want to say about this? And somebody told me that your grandfather was also survivor of this community schools. So, what you want to say about this? Or can you share any memories of his?
All I know is that he ran away when he was 3 years old. He was abused. He was sexually assaulted, starved. That's really all we know. My sister and I were talking on our drive, and we don't know much because he never talked about it. I think he was afraid and didn't know how to express what he went through. And a lot of people say that it was a cult, or not a cult, a different wording for instead of a residential school. So I don't know what that means, but I just appreciate everyone that came out here and supported the 215 kids that were found. And personally, it means a lot. Just know that my grandfather was a survivor.
Oh my God. I have no word to say about this. Trust me, when I watched so many other interviews and of the survivors, I think we can't really express our emotions, right?
No, you can't. It's just, you have to, the people, I don't know how many people are out here that have families that are alive. Like, I have a best friend that her dad and her aunt are survivors. And I couldn't imagine what they're going through right now. And my heart goes out to them. And I just want to say thank you. And
You're very welcome, and thank you for giving us time and sharing this story. I hope that it never happened again in the history to anyone, not only to the indigenous people or us or anybody, but not to anyone. Thank you so very much.
you're welcome. But the one thing I also want to say is a lot of people don't know this, but if you are Aboriginal, Métis, and you're part of the LGBTQ community, you are not allowed. And we need to put awareness out there that everyone is accepted no matter what.
No matter. Definitely, everybody is accepted, no matter what their color is, what their language is, their beliefs are. This is not. I mean, every human being has the right to live.
Yeah,
So thank you.
Love is love, right? So that's all that matters.
I hope everybody listens to this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
low battery, very low.
हाँ.
Short camera.
Okay. Yeah. So अब थोड़ा सा ये दिखाना है, and that's it. Yeah. Yeah. You. I have.
When did you wear a mask?
Okay, you can watch us on this one too. And here. And we are on 3 channels, in fact. Shaw Multicultural channel, and then there's the Canada One channel, and this is another YouTube channel, so you can watch it there.
Okay, well good, because I don't have TV, so.
Subscribe. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Low battery, so
Huh. Yeah. मैं सर एक दफ़ा ऊपर जाना चाहता हूँ, ठीक है ना? ख़वातीन-हज़रात, ये सारे हमारे बच्चे, हमारे वॉलंटियर्स जो यहाँ देख रहे हैं आप, ये एक इस मकसद के लिए आज जमा हुए थे कि ये उस अमल को, उस चीज़ को कंडेम कर रहे हैं, उस चीज़ को डेफिनेटली इनकार कर रहे हैं कि इस तरह की जो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन है, इस तरह की जो जुल्म है किसी ख़ास कम्युनिटी, किसी ख़ास रिलीजन, किसी ख़ास कल्चर के साथ, वो एक्सेप्ट नहीं की जा सकती। और स्पेशली कनाडा जैसे मुल्क में, जिसका दावा है कि वो सब लोगों के लिए एक ऐसा मुल्क है जो एक्सेप्टेबल है, सबको वो वेलकम करता है, वो सोसाइटी, ये बच्चे, ये हमारा फ्यूचर, ये इसको एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेंगे। और ये यकीनन हम भी इस ज़बान में, इस आवाज़ में इनके साथ हैं। और आज मैं इन सब का, वॉलंटियर्स का ख़ास तौर पे शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ सोनी धरती पाकिस्तान की तरफ से, कनाडा रिपब्लिक प्लस टीवी की तरफ से, कि ये सारा कुछ जो ये कर रहे हैं, ये यकीनन हमारे लिए बड़े फ़ख्र की बात है और हमें इन सब पे फ़ख्र है। थैंक यू सो वेरी मच। इसके साथ ख़वातीन-हज़रात, आज के प्रोग्राम से इजाज़त, और आपसे मुलाकात होगी अगले संडे को। मगर एक चीज़ का हमेशा ख्याल कीजिएगा कि आप जहाँ पे भी रहें, आप हमेशा दूसरों के लिए बेहतरी का बायस बनिए, दूसरों के लिए हिफाजत और महफूज करने का बायस बनिए। सोसाइटी जो भी है, जिस तरह भी है, आप उनके साथ मिल के चलेंगे तो तभी बात बनेगी। और इसी के साथ मेरी तरफ से इजाज़त जी। और अब हम कुछ झलकियाँ आपको दिखाएँगे बाहर से। तो ठीक हो गया सर, लाइट ऑन कर लेते हैं एंड लेट्स डू लिटिल बिट। हाँ, थोड़ा सा भी हो गया। हाँ जी, क्या कहना चाहते हैं आज के बारे में?
मैं तो नहीं कर सकता कुछ भी नहीं।
क्या?
नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं मैं कह सकता।
अच्छा,
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह।
थैंक यू सो वेरी मच। थैंक यू।
ਦੇਖੋ ਇਹ ਰਾਣਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਫੀਲਡ ਹੈਗੀ
ਹਾਂ।
ਮੇਰੀ ਫੀਲਡ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ
ਹਾਂ